I want to say something to the first time dads, and this is incompetent first time dad that I went through. And you have to realize it. And over time, and every father, every mother is going to agree with what I am about to say. The sick, psychotic engineers who design car seats
Yes.
have never had a child. They've never put a child in a car seat. They've never switched the car seat from one section of the car to the other section of car. They are evil, and they cannot relate to anyone with kids. I didn't realize that. Okay. The first time, and I'm putting the thing in, and I'm like, okay, I'm going to be calm. I'm going to breathe. Life is a gift. We're having a baby. This should be a fun process, putting the, car seat in the car. And then, by the end, you're ready to just shove your car in the car seat off a cliff. Like, I don't want any part of it. But I don't understand it, Steve. We've bought, oh gosh, so many of these, because then we'll throw them away because they're dirty, or we'll throw them away and then another baby shows up. But we've gone through 12 different car seats of different generations. They're all awful. Some improve, but they never leave the category of awful. And I don't understand. And I'm a history major. I'm a liberal arts guy. I don't understand anything about engineering, but I look and I appreciate things. I appreciate how easy some things are. I mean, look at all this equipment we have for the podcast. It's not rocket science setting some of this stuff up. And yet they can't. I mean, I do the thing. We landed on the moon, and somebody can't make a car seat that is just easy.
The cars now drive themselves. We've got cars that drive themselves.
Yes.
I'm glad you mentioned this. This was actually going to be my clueless first time parenting thing, because we left the hospital and it was sort of this idea of like, oh, they're letting us take this baby home, like just ourselves, like they're giving us this responsibility. Yeah. Kind of that feeling.
You feel like you're stealing your baby.
Yeah. And, I kind of thought I had the car seat thing ready, but I go and it's not quite right. And it's super, I don't know, we're excited to come home and I just couldn't get it right. Like, I don't know. I thought I had it right, but the line is not like this. It's like this. It's, slightly angled off. It has to be parallel to the ground, all of those sorts of things. And we actually it was so stressful. We got into an argument as we're trying to bring our newborn home. And we vowed to each other we would never tell a soul about that argument. So everybody who's listening, the 70% increased listeners to the 40 Days for Life podcast, you're going to have to keep this all a secret that we wound up in our biggest marital argument to date, trying to figure out how to get the doggone car seat in.
But what I want to do, Steve, is tell you and Laura, and this is what I learned, and this is what all you young dads and young moms need to know. It's not your fault. It's not your fault. At the beginning, you do, Steve. You're getting mad at your wife. You're getting mad at the nurse, pushing your wife out in the wheelchair with the newborn. Everybody wonders why the dads are mad in the carport. It's because they just dealt with the car seat. That's why they're mad.
How's this clip go on? The seatbelt's bunching up. I can't fit it in the clip. I can't even reach where the hook is supposed to go.
Those engineers have never done that. They just think it's the smartest way. We do see this with other parts, right? Where you order something through the mail and you're putting it together like on Christmas Eve or something. You're like, why in the world would they make it like this? But a car seat is different. Like most of the world have had children. And you would just think, I think that those people have never had children. Maybe they hate parents. I'm not going to say they're like part of the abortion industry, but maybe they like resent the fact they could be overpopulation people. And they're like, let's just make it as hard as possible to use these things and people will quit having kids. It feels like that's their attitude, because I've gone through generations of these. I've bought the cheapest one. I've bought the most expensive one. It doesn't matter. They're all a pain in the rear. And I will say, Steve, because some of these new dads, I don't want them to get duped, and I don't want them to fall into arguments, and I don't want, they're going to have one or two okay experiences. It's like golf. Like somebody goes out and maybe they par a hole and they're like, I'm good at golf. This ain't nothing. And it's like their first time playing. You suck at golf. I got to tell you, just because you par a hole in your first time out, that's how golf gets you. It's golf exists to torture people. And so do car seats. And so whenever you get one and it's brand new and it kind of clicks in and you tighten it and that's all you have to do because there's no other kids, that's part of it. Don't fall for the lie. Remember this moment in this podcast. Good job. You got away with one, but it's coming. Your car seat torture is coming. It is inevitable. It is part of the great sacrifice of loving and having children. You got to do it. Protecting our kids is the most important thing, obviously. They know that. They know we will sit there and pull and cringe and curse them to hell because of their product. And in the midst of it, we got to do it. We got to go through the process. It's a car seat. It's to protect our babies. So
everybody talks about mad scientists, but not nearly enough people talk about mad engineers.
I can't tell you exactly. I can't tell you, Steve, how many times like I'll get one in. And the thing is, our van is like perfectly designed for car seats. So is my truck. You know, it's great. The car companies are for sure pro-life. They got the like metal handles now. It's way easier. But the car seat manufacturers themselves are still trying to punish us all. But you'll get one in, and I'm like, they're riding in that seat for the rest of their life, you know. So I'll just say some absurd statement, but I know some of y'all have feedback on the car seats. Okay, we can't be alone in this. This is destroying families across the country, these car seats. So please email us your car seat torture stories. I know I've just spontaneously thrown some away because they didn't work. And the belt like flips over where it's no longer flat, Steve, and you can't adjust the length of the seat belt where it plugs in. Everybody's been through that. We'll drop it. Clearly some trauma there.